Welcome everybody, my name is Mr. Llama and this is Winning in 40 APM or Less PvP defending against the cannon rush. So this was something that somebody did throw up in the thread, as well as something that I had on my little list right here of all these builds and videos and things that I want to kind of go over. So I've got like 50 more videos easy at least to make, not counting any of the requests from people. So this was a request and something on my sheet, so I figured, you know what, this would probably be a good thing to go over and stuff. So I am going to be showcasing, as I said, defending against the cannon rush, and as you can see, he is sending over that early probe. The map is Belshire Beach, just for those of you who don't know what map this is, because no, it is not a ladder map. And yeah, I just want to say once again, thanks to everybody who's been giving out requests, who's been watching these videos, learning, giving back feedback, of course, saying what they want to make it better, what would help them, everything like that. So thank you. And one quick note that I do want to make about this game is it is in peep mode. Yes, it is, as I'm sure a couple of you have already noticed. So you will see up in the top, you only see my supply right now, or if I click on his name, his supply. Oops. And as well, it says Zerg over here when actually I am playing Protoss. So this is just a peep mode game, but of course that's not going to affect anything because you're just watching for the basics. So I'm going to be throwing down my gateway at 13, getting my gas at 15. I'm just playing a pretty normal standard style game right here. And something that I do want to note also is I did drop my pylon at 8 instead of 9 supply. I'm not quite sure why I canceled the pylon. Or canceled the probe and built the pylon. I wasn't thinking or something, I was just thinking about something else. So I do send out my scout probe after my gateway, and here's the important thing. I get there and I see this forge. So what I do, number one, I build a forge. Number two, I cancel my assimilator, right? So those are the first two things that I'm going to be doing in this game. Those are very important. Getting this forge up is so important, and the reason for that is because how do you counter a cannon rush? Well, it's with a forge, and it's also, of course, with your probes if for some reason the cannon rush is happening right next to your mineral line. So if he's trying to build cannons right here, you're going to pull 4 probes per cannon to kill it. So here I do see that he is cannon rushing up from the top, so I'm going to start preparing for this. I'm going to build a pylon in the back right here, and then as soon as my forge finishes, I'm going to build 2 cannons. One right there and one right here. Now this cannon actually is in range of this. That's not good. So I'm going to be forced to actually cancel this cannon. As you can see, I'm waiting on it. I'm like, oh man, it is. So I'm canceling this cannon, and then I'm going to be building another cannon right back here out of this range. And the point is that you do not have to kill off these cannons. That's not the crazy important part of the game, and that's where some people get confused. They'll start chrono boosting out zealots and thinking like, oh, to win I'm going to have to get rid of these cannons and these pylons, like I'm so worried about this and dealing with all these things around my base. No, you just have to stay safe within your own little world right there. So I just have my cannon up right here. It protects my mineral line. This cannon will protect him from dropping anything over here as well. This pylon's going to go down. I have a cannon down here in the bottom protecting against this pylon right here, and it'll be able to kill it off. And then over here I'm going to be chrono boosting out this zealot and using probes to defend anything right there. So something I do want to note is that I do have my assimilator up as well. I did get that just a little bit after. Once I felt safe enough with these cannons up here, I felt okay to get this gas down, and then I can also add a cybernetics core on, and I'll do that as soon as I do kill this stuff off. I could actually drop that right now, which would probably be better. But I was focusing on just making sure I was killing everything off. So as you can see, pool 4 probes, because he did drop 3 cannons right there. If he dropped 2 as well, I'd probably pool 4 probes. And so 4 probes and the zealot right there will be able to take care of all those cannons. Do not be afraid to pull your probes to deal with those cannons when they're building. Once the cannon is built, you want to kind of be more cautious about that. But now I'm in a great position because I've done a ton of damage. Yes, he can kill that right there, so that's a little annoying. He's going to get a few kills right there on probes there, but overall I'm definitely ahead, and so I'm going to go ahead and get my cybernetics core down. As I said, I could have this down faster, start warp gate research as soon as that finishes, and then continue to throw additional gateways down. And the big thing that I want to showcase is how much money he invested into this rush. So he built a forge right there, right? So that cost him 150. Plus he sent out the early probe to go all the way down here, so he was losing all that mining time. He had 3 cannons, so that right there is 450, 550 for the pylon, 650 for that pylon, 750 for that one, 850 for that pylon, and then one of those didn't get canceled, so that's already at 1,000. And then the other two cancels that he had to make on the other two cannons. I mean, he's already easily at around 1,100 minerals invested in this, and I invested in like 3 cannons and a forge, and then a pylon like right here. So really, he's invested a lot more into this than I have, and so I'm so far ahead. So one thing I do want to note, I was being a little annoying with these zealots. You do not need to send your zealots in here to do this. I was able to pick off a few probes, of course, which is nice. As you can see, he's just, he's got like 5 probe kills right there. So that's, that's not bad. But I could have kept them out here and simply had these zealots just to kind of deny him from getting an expansion or getting any pylons and cannons out here. So that would have probably been the smarter move. So I actually went and added another a 4th gate, because I'm just going to go ahead and go for an easy 4 gate on him. Pretty simple. I've saved up my chrono boost. I'm just chrono boosting out this warp gate, and I'm also going to be dropping down proxy pylons out here, of course, so I can warp in next to his base and just deal some damage. So as you can see as well, his cybernetics core just finished up as those zealots died. Mine was already done and had warp gate about halfway, so I'm going to be ahead on warp gate. I'll be ahead with minerals, everything like that. So I'm just going to be ahead overall because of all the investment that he took on a cannon rush. It's very all in if you cannot do damage like that, and so you're just going to lose. So I just dropped my proxy pylons. I warped some stalkers in back home instead of building them up here. And the reason I did this is because my pylon was only halfway done, and I was thinking about warp cycles, right? So a lot of people don't think about warp cycles. They think, oh, I'll just wait until this finishes, and then I'll warp everything up here. Well, sure, that's nice and fun and all that stuff, but now I can warp in 2 additional units because I did warp units in quick right there in front of that warp cycle. So he's going to GG out of the game right there, and that's pretty much going to be it. As you can see, it was very, very easy of a win. I'm just like attack moving at this point. There's a little bit of APM spike. I don't even know what that is. Probably just because I selected and moved everything really quickly. But as you can see, APM intensive, not really at all. The big thing, just remember to get that forge down as soon as you can, as soon as you scout it. Like, my probe went up here, scouted it. You saw me go back home, a probe instantly came over and built a forge. And you want to build this in a place that you know it's not going to get killed. So like down here, like if I would have built it up here, I didn't really have vision. I figured he might be cannon rushing up there or from below. But I knew he wasn't cannon rushing from right here because I could see that. So build it in a safe spot, and then just kind of, be prepared, cancel that assimilator, because you do fight cannons with cannons. Just remain protected until you know that you're safe, that he can't advance any further into your base, and then you can just go for an easy counter. You could take an expansion, whatever you really wanted to do from there. So my name's MrLlama. I hope you guys learned something, and I will see you guys in the next video.